Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie and I have been reselling for over 16 years and I absolutely love it. It allowed me to be able to stay home with my kids and it has just been such a blessing in my life. So now I'm creating YouTube videos to share what I have learned through the years, and today what I would like to share with you is a what sold video. I'm going to share with you 20 items that sold last week, which was May 23rd through 29th. And when I was adding up my sales, I saw I only sold 39 items and I thought, wow, that is down. Last week I had 53 items, but when I went through and looked, my profit was only $33 different from last week to this week. So it's not always how many items you sell or even what your gross sales are. What you really want to look at is how much you profited. And in the end, I am really happy with how much I profited. I probably put in about 10 to 15 hours a week reselling now. So that kind of gives you an idea of how much you can make working about 10 to 15 hours a week. So we will start on Poshmark. I sold 33 of my items on Poshmark. So again, it was the majority of my sales, and I sold $671. The first item was from a recent Goodwill haul where I was trying to show how much I could reasonably accomplish in a 3 to 4 hour workday and how much money I would probably make from that Goodwill haul. And I was really excited when I found these current Elliott shorts. They were an army green in size 27, and I had never found that brand before, but I had heard other resellers talking about it. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, I've heard that brand before. I'm going to pick it up. And I did. It sold for $25. My earnings were $17.54. I paid $4.34 at the regular Goodwill, and it only took 18 days to sell. And my profit was $13.20. Then the next one was from a Goodwill bins haul. It was with my daughter Morgan. We went and just got shoes one day at the bins. The brand name on these boots is Evening Star, and these are handmade and they are specifically for pro Western dancing. So I thought that was pretty neat, and there was not a lot out there, so I started them out really high at about $100 and slowly dropped the price until I found that price that someone was willing to pay, which was $50. My earnings were $37.54. I paid $2.29, and my profit was $35.25, and they took 4 months to sell. So I think that is extremely good. I always pick up Western cowboy boots, or at least look them up when I find them, because they can sell so well, a great return on investment. Then the next one I sourced from ThredUp. This was an Eileen Fisher deep V-neck linen cotton blend sweater, and it had a hoodie, and it was just kind of unique. It was one of the lowest price Eileen Fisher items that I found when I was trying to source on ThredUp, and so I thought I will give that a chance. It sold for $24. My earnings were $16.74. I paid $6.50, and my profit was $10.24, and it took 3 months to sell. And the next one, I was really excited when this sale came in. It was from my San Antonio trip where I did a Goodwill haul, and I picked this dress up. It was the Tahari Arthur Levine dress, and I said in that haul that it might take a little while to sell, and that is okay with me because it's a good brand. It just sometimes doesn't move super fast. But it sold for $58 in just 34 days. So I was thrilled about that. My earnings were $43.94. I paid $7.99, and my profit was $35.95. And it did help, I'm sure, that it still had the tags on it, and it had a retail value of $208, but that was a great one. Then the next one I had for a long time and never listed it. It was NBD, which is a Revolve brand, and I actually kind of wanted to keep it for myself, so I had it in my closet for like a year and never listed it. And then finally I was like, you know what, this is silly. I need to just list it. But when I was looking at it, it had these pearls on it, and one of them was missing. So I just took a picture and said that in the listing, and it sold anyway for $40. My earnings were $32. I paid $4.99, and my profit was $27.01. So I'm glad I finally got that listed. Then the next one, oh, this was an issue that I had this week. That's why I put this one in. I sold 2 of these bras back to back, and the second one, the person had messaged me and she said, I'm going on a trip. I leave on Friday. I need it to arrive by Friday. Could you mail it out today? And so I said, yes, absolutely. I'll mail it right now if you would like to purchase it. And so she said, oh, never mind. You're out of the size that I need. And so I messaged her back and said, actually, I had one that I was saving for myself. I'm not sure if it will even fit me or not though, and I'd rather sell it to you than keep it. So I will go ahead and add it back on if you'd like it, and I will ship it right out. So she said, okay, she purchased it. And I thought, oh, she's going to be so happy because I bent over backwards for her. Well, that is not what happened. She got it and she cut the tags off of it, like the interior tag that says like the size and the brand, cut it right off. The price tag, she cut that off. I know absolutely it was not like that when I sent it out. And she opened up a dispute and said that it was the wrong size and there wasn't even a size indicated on it, and that all the tags had been cut off, and that she trusted that Poshmark would do the right thing or something like that. And so I responded back, because if I think I made an error, I will make sure that I make it right. But I knew for sure that that went out with the tags. The tags were not all cut out. I knew that there was a size on it. I always verify the size before I send anything out. So I know that was not true. So when that happens, I am always very polite and professional, because I know no matter what platform it is, if there's a dispute, someone is going to read those messages and see how I responded and how I conducted myself. So I simply said something like, I'm very sorry. I understand that it's just disappointing when you don't like something and it arrives. However, I know for sure that the tags were attached. When I sent it out, I verified the size on the tag to make sure, and I remember this, and I sent it out immediately when you purchased it so that you would get it by Friday before you left on your trip. She responds back and says, I'm so upset. I waited to go on my trip to get this bra and it doesn't fit and all this stuff. And so I just responded again that I knew that this had been altered since I sent it out, that that is not correct. And she ended up backing up and saying that she was sorry, that Poshmark could go ahead and release the funds, because I think when I started just saying that I absolutely knew that she had altered it, she might have gotten a little scared that she would be in trouble for committing fraud. And so I ended up getting the funds for it, and it all ended up okay. So when you're wrong, definitely apologize. But when you know you're right, handle it professionally and just stick to your guns. And I have found that Poshmark backs me up all the time. I found that eBay does also. So that ended up great. So it sold for $17. My earnings were $11.14. I paid $3.59, and my profit was $7.55. And this was one that I got liquidation from Fox Liquidation, which I absolutely love. The next one was a shoe from a ThredUp rescue box that I just got, and I released the video a couple days ago, and I got 15 pairs of shoes, and I unboxed it, listed everything, estimated the profit that I would make, and already 2 pairs have sold. This one was one that I knew would not sell for very much, but you know, there's a range. There are some that are going to sell for more and some that were going to sell for less, but in the end, I think it was a really good sourcing opportunity. And these were the Olivia Ferguson 4-inch heels. They had an ankle strap, they had a nice block heel, and they sold for $14. My earnings were $9.55. I paid $6.32 for each pair of shoes in this box, and my profit was only $3.23, but I got back $9.55 already on that box, and only took 2 days to sell. And this one was one that I was pretty iffy on, so I was thrilled that it sold. And if you notice, I'll have the listing on one of these sides. I always try to show the size in the photo, no matter what it is I'm listing. If there is a size tag, I show the size in the the photo. Material content on shoes, what I often do is take a picture with the tape measure so that they can see exactly how I measured the heel, if there's a platform or anything like that. Then the next one was a pair of vintage Levi's silver tab, purple label, baggy shorts, size 34. And I realized after picking these up that these were jeans and then they were cut off into shorts, but they were still vintage silver tab, purple label. Those are pretty good ones to get. And so I picked them up. They sold on eBay first and the person never paid. So I gave them a really long time to pay. I waited a little while to relist it. So this is over the span of 3 months and they finally sold again on Poshmark for $25. My earnings were $20. I only paid $1 at the Goodwill bins and my profit was $19. So I thought that was excellent. Then the next one I also got at the Goodwill bins, and shoes there for adult shoes, it's $2.29. These were the Steve Madden P. Volare Wedge Heels, and they had like this snakeskin print, and they sold for $22. My earnings were $15.14. I paid $2.29 again, and my profit was $12.85. Then the next one was also from the Goodwill bins, and these were a pair of Crocs, and some Crocs I have done great on. And so I usually always pick them up when I find them at the bins, and this one did not do great though. It only sold for $9, so this might be a style that is not as desirable. My earnings were $3.59. I paid $2.29, and my profit was $1.30. But at least they sold, and on that shoe haul, that was the shoe haul that I did with my daughter Morgan, almost everything has sold from that haul. I think I only have 1 or 2 things left, so that is really good. Then the next one, I thought I'd put in a couple swimsuits. I've had a lot of those lately, so I'm trying not to put too many in, but this is a good brand to note, La Blanca. And this was the Threading Along Tankini top. It sold for $28. My earnings were $22.40. I paid 66 cents on my great swimsuit deal, and my profit was $21.74. And then the next one was another brand that's been really good for me on swim, and that is Lucky Brand. This was the Lucky Brand Sonora Side Sash Bikini Bottoms in size medium. They sold for $25. My earnings were $17.54. I paid $2.29, and my profit was $15.25. Do you know what? That's wrong. I did not pay $2.29. I was still thinking about the bins. That was 66 cents. So I will correct that and pop up the right numbers. Several of these sales came on the very last day. I, for some reason, just had a really slow week. And usually it depends on the effort that I am putting in. If I am putting lots of listings out, then usually I have really good sales. But every once in a while, I can be listing, not changing anything, and it just is a little bit of a slow week, and this was one of them. So yesterday, it was Saturday, I'm filming this on Sunday, and I was like, wow, I don't have any sales. I sent out an offer of 20% off plus $5.95 shipping on every single item in my store because I knew that would strum up some business. I ended up getting 9 sales right after I did that. So that kind of saved my week. Next thing is an example of a dress that had been sitting for about 3 years. And this was bar, and I'm not sure if what it is, it's 3 eyes or an L and 2 eyes, I'm not quite sure, but it was a size, I'll pop it up. It was a size extra, extra large. It was black. It was really nice. It was new without tags, and it had just been sitting for like 3 years. And so I thought, what is the problem? And I realized my pictures were awful. So always pay attention to that. If you have poor quality photos, sometimes it's worth it to retake them. Or what I did was I just took a screenshot of the picture that I had up there, and then I put it in Photoroom, which is the app that I use to remove the background. It is wonderful, very effective, best app I found for removing backgrounds. I have a link for it in the description below if you want to look for that, or just search the app store for Photoroom. And so I just took a screenshot of the picture that I had had up there for 3 years, put it in Photoroom, it removed the background, and it sold within just a couple days of me doing that. So it made it look a lot better. I know it's more searchable on Google if it has a white background. So I think that worked on that dress. So it finally sold right away after doing that for $20. My earnings were $13.54. I paid $4.99 and my profit was $8.55. So not a lot, but I was so happy that it finally sold. So your pictures do make such a difference. Then on eBay, I had told you a couple weeks ago, I ended almost everything in my store because I had a lot of old listings that I thought were probably dragging down my store, and maybe I wasn't being seen as favorably because I had a lot of old listings. So I've been slowly adding them back in. If I have a picture that doesn't have a white background, if it is possible for me to change it, I change it, I adjust the price, just kind of look at everything. And I got back up to about 160 listings this week, so not too many. And I had 5 sales, but they were 5 pretty good sales. I was really happy with that. I sold $240.27. And the first one was really exciting. It was from the ThredUp shoe rescue box that I just had a video on 2 days ago, and these Tory Burch shoes got a lot of attention fast. I immediately had several likes on Poshmark, and someone sent me an offer for $45, and I thought, oh, since it came in right away on Mercari, there was interest, on eBay there was interest. I was like, I'm going to counter, I think I can get 50. Well, she declined, and so then I was kicking myself. I was like, oh no. And then people kept liking it, and I was sending out offers, and then I finally get an offer on eBay for $40 plus $9.10 shipping, and I thought, you know what, that's pretty much equivalent to that $45 offer I got on Poshmark that I was kicking myself over not taking. And so I took it, and my earnings were $34.67. So that's like 1/3 of the money back for that I spent on the ThredUp shoe rescue box. Actually, it is more than 1/3. So I am super happy about that, that each shoe cost $6.32 in that box. And my profit was $28.35. And these did not have a size in them. I got 2 pair of Tory Burch shoes, and I learned from researching that usually if you look inside Tory Burch shoes at the very interior area, if you shine a flashlight, you can see it where the little pinky toe goes, and that's where it was on one pair. On the other pair, it was not there. So what I did was I measured the inside of the sole and looked up a size chart. And the way I was able to get a really good measurement, because you know, you worry when it's kind of pointed that maybe the tape measure is just not in there right. So I took a sheet of paper and I folded it, and I made a tip on it, and then I put it in so that I was sure it went to the front of the shoe, and then I marked where it was on the back of the shoe, took the paper out and measured the paper. So I was really confident that I had a correct measurement, because sometimes when I just kind of try to shove a tape measure in there, I don't think it's as good. So I was able to determine that it was a size 9.5, and that did not deter people from purchasing it. I had so much interest on it, even when I said I could not find a size. And so I was happy with that. So far within 2 days, I've sold 2 of the pair of shoes, and that one I could have sold in less than 24 hours if I had accepted the first offer, but that is okay. Then the next item I sold on eBay was a Nick and Nora Sock Monkey one-piece pajama set, and this was on a Goodwill haul, the one where I had all those vintage coats and suits. And so I just picked this one up because I thought it was really cute. It sold for $19.99. My earnings were $12.59. I only paid $2.14 at the regular Goodwill store, and my profit was $10.45. It took 2 months and 18 days to sell. And this was one that I had ended and relisted, and I didn't even change anything. I just ended it and relisted it, and it sold 3 days after me relisting it. So I thought, maybe there's something to that. And then the next thing was a car part. Car parts are so good to look out for. I have found some at Goodwill for just like $5, $6, and I had them sold for several $100s. So if I see anything car part, car related, I always pick it up. These were in our shop, and my husband was cleaning it out, and he realized that he had purchased these car parts and sold the vehicle and never used them. He asked me to sell them on eBay, so I was really happy to do that, and they sold for $108.75. My earnings were $86.61, and profit was also $86.61. They came from our shop outside. Then the next one was another one that I had ended. I had this shirt for 3 years or so. I talked about this a few times. I got all these shirts at Dillard's for $4.99 each, and almost all of them have sold, but a few little stragglers are hanging on, and this was one of my little stragglers. It sold for $22.58. My earnings were $15.44. I paid $4.99, and my profit was $10.45. So I think it definitely helped, since that listing was so old, to end it and relist it. And that one, I think I did take a picture of it, put it in Photoshop, and had the background removed. So that might have helped also. And the last one, I've talked about how I have 2 Poshmark closets and 2 eBay closets. Well, this one I had listed on my eBay closet that hardly has anything in it. And normally I have the prices marked up, and then I put a 20% off sale all the time, because people like the idea of something being on sale. So on there, I have a constant sale going, and I have it set where if I put anything new in there, it will automatically also discount it 20%. Well, I hadn't been on that second eBay store for a little while, and my sale had stopped, and I didn't restart it again, so it went back up to full price, and it ended up selling at that full price for $39.85. My earnings were $31.29. I paid $8.16, and my profit was $23.13. And this was a bodysuit that came from Fox Liquidation. Love my liquidation items. And then last, I had one sale on Mercari. So I am not just killing it on Mercari right now, but I'm continuing to add listings, and I know that I'm new on there, and so it's going to take a little while. So I am going to put in the work, and hopefully it will pay off. My first week I had like 4. I think my second week I had like 3 or 4, and then I had 1, and then this week 1. But this was a swimsuit that I had for 2 years, and it's Exhilaration, which is Target, and it was a 1-piece swimsuit. And this I was shopping for swimsuits for myself and bought one and love it. But I went ahead and got all of them that were on sale for $2.99, and they have slowly trickled out. This one sold for $13.65. It was $10 plus shipping. My earnings were $8.41, and my profit was $5.42. Okay, so that is everything. 20 of the items, of course, I sold 39. A lot of the other things were just swimsuits, which I've had a lot of swimsuits, so I don't want to just show you swimsuit after swimsuit. And then just a lot of things from liquidation, lots of bras and bandeaus and different things like that. So, but it all adds up. So my totals were 39 items for a gross amount of $924.92. I got back $689.94. My cost of goods this week was so much lower. It was only $156.01, and my profit was $533.93. So that is back up to what I am used to for years and years. My profit would end up being around 55% of my gross sale. So it's at 57.72. And although I sold less this week, if I look at last week, my profit was $567.89. This week, $533.93. So only a $33.96 difference. Then on Poshmark, 33 items, and my profit was 55% of my gross sales. eBay my profit was $158, and Mercari $5.42. So that is everything for this week. So not quite as high, but I will continue to work hard. We're actually going on a trip next week toward the midweek, so it won't be a full week, but hopefully I can have a Goodwill haul out of town while we're gone. And so I look forward to sharing that with you. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful week. Thank you. Bye.